I watched Suman Ghosh's Puraton, and let me make one thing very clear right at the outset: this is not a movie for the masses. It is for the discerning audience. Being an Assamese, of course, Bengali appeals to me a lot. To watch content in a regional language is a very different experience by itself. So I must say that the whole experience of watching a Bengali movie, like prior to this, I enjoyed a Tamil movie with subtitles, but here is a language that I kind of understand. So it was very refreshing for me. And I think most of us get too caught up and consumed with Hindi content. Try branching out a bit and watch regional content. You'll find it so refreshing because it's always very representative of the local culture, and that brings in, as if a window has opened to another world. That's what I felt, because these regions, these towns and cities, those streets we don't see, because Hindi cinema and Hindi content don't go into those places. Puraton, for example, goes into Meghalaya and the caves in Meghalaya. I saw the Root Bridge, where I've been, in fact, a couple of years ago, in fact, a couple of decades ago, I should say. So, those familiar places around my hometown, since I grew up in Assam, was very refreshing for me, number one. But let me tell you that this is not a movie that has a script or a story or a plot that you have to intricately follow in order to understand. This is a movie about emotions. In fact, it dwells on emotions entirely. It's a movie about a woman living in her past. That is just simply it in one sentence. So, if I put it that way, you would think, how can you sit through a movie for 2 hours which only talks about a woman living in her past? But let me tell you, there are situations beautifully woven into her narrative. It is spoken from the perspective of her daughter. It is looked at from the perspective of her daughter's husband, who's also living in the past. And it also speaks to us about how, unless you are in a similar situation, you are unlikely to have empathy. So the daughter seemed to have less empathy for her own mother, who's living in the past, compared to her husband, who also has a haunting past and he lives in his past. Now, none of this is explicitly stated in the movie. This is my interpretation. And that is what I like about this kind of cinema. It's so nuanced. It doesn't tell you what to think. And that is beautiful. Most of the content that you see is like so on your face. It's asking you to think this. It's hammering down things. It's not nuanced. Here is something which is so beautifully nuanced that for me it could be one thing, for you it could be another. And that is what Puraton is all about. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that the correct Bengali way. And yes, Rituparna Sengupta, Sharmila Tagore, how can I not mention her, is absolutely graceful, elegant. I found her aged a bit for the movie. If that was the case, I don't know, because when I see her uh, in other kind of content where she is visible in public life, she doesn't appear aged as much. But here, probably because the movie also hinges on her 80th birthday, she is made to look that age. But still, absolutely stunning in whatever way she is presented. And Rituparna Sengupta and Indranil Sengupta, who plays the son-in-law, also quite amazing. And it's so simple, it's just these three characters and Rupa, the house help. I mean, four characters, and there must be like 3 or 4 or maximum 5 different locations that the entire movie is set on. That's about it. It's simple, it's basic, but it's moving and it has depth. I think that is the kind of cinema I like, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people out there who will not get it. I mean, who will probably feel that what is there in it to watch, in terms of, where is the story or where is the plot or nothing is moving. But those of us who enjoy dwelling on emotions, who enjoy learning about human sentiment, would enjoy this. And I would highly recommend Puraton to those of you who love Bengali cinema, those of you who love Sharmila Tagore or Rituparna Sengupta for that matter. You must not miss this one.